surveyors have an ethical duty just to use their knowledge to protect the public.
Hello, Taylor County. I'm Alex Renneman with Unleashed Tiger, and I'm here with Tim Brake, who's running for Taylor County Surveyor. Tim, thanks for coming on the program.
Alex, thanks for doing these videos, and thanks for having me.
For sure. Hey, let's start off with an easy question. Some of our viewers and listeners reached out, so this is what they'd like to hear, and I love this one. Obviously, COVID-19 has just caused all kinds of problems here and there across the world, some super serious, some not so serious, and everything in between. However, the lighthearted kind of starter question is, what hobbies or what new thing have you learned or have taken advantage of with COVID to at least find some gold in the midst of all this nasty COVID stuff?
Working more from home, and we just get outside. Me and my family, we love to go visit the parks and hit the trails, and even just make our own new trail. And we just enjoy the outdoors. And being a surveyor, that's a passion of mine anyway. So we're West Virginia. We're really lucky to have these great outdoors and enjoy them, and maybe more time with family. That's what I've been enjoying.
Yeah, I would agree. That's a pretty popular answer. A lot of folks, people spending time with their family that maybe haven't done in years, and it's nice. Yeah. And outdoors, I mean, boy, you're right. We can't this area. It's easy to take it for granted, but my goodness, we're fortunate. So let's jump into the surveyor race. And so we typically do these interviews in the primary and in the general. And in the primary, Jay Taylor was sitting in your seat, not physically where you are, but in virtually in this interview. And he mentioned your name, that you would be coming on to run in the fall. So can you help us understand a little bit about that, and why run? Why choose to run for this office?
Well, it's typically left vacant. Myself, I'm a little conflicted on really the need for the office, but if someone's going to be in the office, I agree with the West Virginia Code. Back in 2010, the code was modified and putting a little requirement on the county surveyor office. If you're going to be a county surveyor, you need to be licensed. I don't know if it's always necessary. It's not really much for the county surveyor to do. Historically, they had a lot to do. They were that go-between between public domain and like the Commonwealth land and the private landowner. People would, they would pursue, and they wanted land. Land was power. Land was money. That land was homes. It was farmland. So they would go to the land office, they put an entry in for so many acres. County surveyor would go out and survey that raw land, come back to the land office, and the land office would make a land grant, and that's how it worked. After, the 18th century, it kind of really just dropped, and there wasn't really much for them to do, or he or she to do. Right now, typically they work with the county commission. Our problem arises. So, I think it can be really an advisory role for the county commission. Someone that has knowledge and experience, and maybe promote the profession. That's my plan. Try to use this as to promote the profession of surveying, and try to get some youth. Into the profession. Right now, the average age of an active licensed land surveyor in West Virginia is between 58 and 59 years old. Opportunities there for youth, and I just want to promote that.
Yeah, makes sense. So, and this, we had a couple people after the primary election or the primary videos reach out to say, this seems like politics. What are we doing here? But you just explained, hey, if there's going to be there, at least you feel like it should be a surveyor, and I think that's the position that y'all are taking. So if this office has been vacant, and we understand there's no salary, there's no real directive at this point, although you say it can be an advisor to the county commission and those things. So why should people care when they show up, either, well, maybe when they get their ballots in the mail, or they go early voting, or they show up on election day? Why should they care about the surveyor? Why should they care about this office?
That's a good question. I think people, at least one point in their life, they're going to need a surveyor. Um, you purchase your first home, you may be getting some land from your parents or something. You need to survey off something, and you need advice, and that's something maybe a county surveyor can do. They can lend advice, and someone who been there, done that, who has the knowledge and the experience, and who is familiar with modern types of surveying, modern equipment, how they do it, and what it takes for someone. And most of the time, it's just, hey, I'm getting a mortgage, the bank needs 2 acres, and I need, what do I do? And most of the time I get a lot of questions like that. And, just someone who can advise them and which direction to go and where to get started. The code was put in place for a reason. Being a licensed surveyor and, being regulated by the West Virginia Board of Surveyors have an ethical duty just to use their knowledge to protect the public, and beyond profit, just to use their knowledge for the public welfare. And having a licensed land surveyor in the office, I think it's a good resource. And there's no duties right now, but Taylor County is kind of poised, for growth. Right now, they really don't have a whole lot of planning and zoning in Taylor County, but it's coming. And someone with experience and knowledge in that, and to help, with planning and zoning, just land usage and subdivisions and lot sizes and design, that kind of thing. It would be useful, and it, in the future, it's coming. I don't know how soon it's coming.
Right. But, well, you mentioned that. I think it's a good segue into why, what makes you, so if that's why people should care about the office, what makes you the guy? What makes you the choice? What makes you qualified for the surveyor office?
Well, many in the county probably know my grandfather. His name was Robert Brake. He was a professional engineer and professional surveyor. Man, he dragged me along. I started helping him out when I was 12. We'd be out surveying, and he just kind of took me under his wing and just showed me the ropes, and got me started. And I'm very thankful for that. Before I graduated high school, I helped him survey Taylor County Fairgrounds, really. And we also surveyed Flemington IOF Cemetery, and that was quite a task. And many other lots and stuff. And then, I just I knew that I was going to get into surveying. I went to Glenville State College, got my degree there, started working. And, you got to get experience you got to get some experience under your belt to apply for the exam. I got 2 years surveying experience underground, really, in the coal mines. That's a very important role as a surveyor, is keeping everybody going the right direction underground. Experience oil and gas surveying, and then 12 years experience working in electric companies, surveying right of ways, and all that boundary surveys is just mixed in with everything. You're always, as long as there's boundaries, there's going to be disputes over boundaries. And surveyor is a fact finder. He's looking through the deeds, he's interpreting the deeds, walking in the footsteps of past surveyors, just going out in the field and finding the evidence and reporting the facts, and using his knowledge and his experience, and it just ever increasing along the way to make a professional decision. on a land boundary.
Yep. Makes sense. So you may have mentioned this earlier, but I want to ask the question explicitly as well. So if you are elected, what would be the number one outcome you'd want to see come from your term as Taylor County Surveyor?
Personally, the number one outcome is just to promote the profession. There's going to be a need, like I said before. That's my personal motivation for the office. But I think it would help Taylor County. Maybe not, the situations that arise. It could just be maybe a phone call with the county commission. Just need some advice. Some counsel on a. There's probably not going to be a whole lot come up, but in the future, it might ripen into an actual job with duties and even a salary, for somebody.
Okay. Well, as is customary in this program, we always offer the candidate the last word. So what is it you want to tell the voters of Taylor County?
Nothing against my opponent. I think he's a great community organizer. I think he is. He's and he has a valid point with his race. He has a valid case. But in this position as county surveyor, I think going with experience and a licensed land surveyor would be the best choice for Taylor County voters and a Taylor County resident.
All right, great. Tim Brake, running for Taylor County Surveyor. Thanks for coming on the program and good luck.
All right. Thanks, Alex.